తిన్నా.
Guys, I hope everybody is able to hear me. Can I get a quick yes?
Yes, Krish.
Okay. So we'll just start in another 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be taking the session, guys, today. So don't worry about it. So Manish has a question saying that, Krish, I don't see the IPYNB file from yesterday's session in my dashboard. I think Sudhanshu has already uploaded that particular file, but let me just clarify after the class once. If not, till tomorrow, you can just ping him in Telegram and he'll definitely upload it. Okay. Okay, Satyendra, why do you want the Google Drive download link? We cannot allow you to download the videos, right? Okay, let me just talk to you once a second. I'll just unmute you. Yes, please, Satyendra, just talk to me. Why? What is the problem?
Yeah, the problem is that
Yes.
in starting before joining the course, it is stated that we will provide the download link of through Google Drive.
No, we did not say that we'll provide the
So we,
download link.
no, it is mentioned.
No, 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 no. We did not provide. We told you that the
And
videos will be available for you. We did not say that we'll provide you
and
the
in
download
the
link.
at the starting, the link was provided, but after
You will be able to see the videos. We will never provide you any download link.
what's
Okay.
but for YouTube link, every time I have internet. If
Yes.
I will not have the internet at my machine, then I cannot see the.
See, that only I'm telling you, no, we did not develop an app where you can download the videos and then you can use it. I did not say that. Anyway, I did not commit that. And you can ask any students on there. I see this complaint from you because Sudhanshu has also told me about you.
Yeah.
So I have never said that, okay,
No.
that we'll provide you the Google download drive link. Otherwise, it will be an issue of the videos that we are creating. You may give it to someone. We don't know, right?
But no. Why will I get to
No, no, that
someone?
only I'm telling you. No, I don't know, right? I don't know you properly, right? Like you may give the videos to someone. So that is not the way how it will work. You
I
will
will
be
not
able
get
to
to
see.
someone. This is your assumption.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm
No,
just not talking specifically about you. Okay.
yeah.
If you provide the Google download drive link, you may
Okay.
download the videos or anybody may download the videos. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. And Sudeep, you have a question that it is getting uploaded in YouTube, but that is completely, a private kind of videos. Nobody will be able to see it apart from you all because we have to provide the permission only to you all. So don't worry about that. So you'll not be able to, the unpaid students will not be able to find out those videos. Okay, so let's start the session. I hope many people have joined. Um, just give me a second. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, so guys, yesterday you saw that we have already discussed many topics, okay, related to functions. Then we went to iterators, we went to generators. And yesterday we also had some questions from some people. Yes, I'll just disable the chat. Just a second. Yes, so the chat is disabled. Fine. So yesterday we discussed a lot of things with respect to the class, and today we are going to continue that thing, and we'll go a one step ahead. Okay. Now, somebody yesterday was trying to ask about positional and keywords argument. Okay. So I think just a second. I'll mute Satyendra. Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, many people were asking about the positional argument and keywords argument. That also we'll discuss about it, and we'll also understand some more things inside a function, which is very very much important. So first of all, as you know that how we basically create a function, I'll use a definition keyword, and I'll say function name. Okay, my function name, it can be anything. Suppose my function name I put over here as square. Okay, and I'm giving one parameter. Okay, or just let me write some very easy function. I'll say that, okay, I have a greeting function over here, and inside this particular function, I will give two parameters. Suppose my name is my first parameter. And after this, the second parameter is basically my age. Now, when I'm providing these two parameters, I'll just execute it and I'll go inside my function. Here, I'll just say print. Okay, I'll give a statement saying that my name is uh, with an empty parenthesis, and I'll say that my age is with a placeholder, and then I'll use the dot format method and try to fill this both value. Okay, name comma age. Now when I execute this, you can see over here I have executed it, and let me add some more cells so that it will be easy for me to write it down over here. Now when I'm executing this, see everybody, I will just call this particular function greeting. Okay, and then if I don't pass any attributes or any parameters inside this, what will happen is that I will get an error. It will say that we are having two missing values. One is basically my name, which is correct because I have two attributes over here, name and age. And here you can see the same attributes. Now, understand this particular word, guys, positional arguments. And in this section, we'll be talking about two things. One is positional argument, and the second one is something called as keyword argument. Keyword argument. Okay, so these two topics we will be discussing about. Now, inside the greeting function, okay, we have to provide the two parameters. So let me provide my first parameter, Krish. Okay, so I'll write it as Krish. Okay, and second one is I'll basically give my age. So once I execute it, now you see this, it is getting printed as my name is this and this. Okay, so you can see my name is Krish and my age is 29. Now you need to understand something over here. Suppose if I try to give this age value some default value like this. Suppose I give my age value some default value like 29. Now, if I give this default value, and suppose I don't give any value inside this. Now see, I'm not passing the second parameter. So that basically means that if I'm not passing the second parameter, by default, this 29 will be taken for that age parameter. So let me just execute and show it to you. So here I'm just passing one parameter and I'll execute it. Now here you can see that still my function is basically getting executed because here I have passed a default value. Now you need to understand very two important things over here. Okay, if I don't pass this, okay, and if I now see the error, now it is saying me that I'm missing one required positional argument. Before it was saying two positional argument was missing. One is name and one is age. But now I have actually defined one age value over here as age is equal to 29. I have initialized some value. So now you can basically see that as soon as I have initialized this particular value, here now we cannot see it as a positional argument. Okay, now we can only see that name is one variable which is a positional argument. So this argument that we see, which we are initializing, this is called as keyword argument. So remember guys, I'm going to write over here name is my positional argument. Okay, and over here where I have written in the form of key value pairs, I'm assigning some value to this particular variable, right? This is age. So age is basically my keyword argument. Keyword argument. And now if I want to convert this keyword argument back to positional argument, you just remove this. You just remove this. Okay. And once I execute it, and once I execute again this greeting function, now you can see that I'm missing two required positional arguments. One is name and one is age. I'll tell you where we'll use this. Just wait for some time. I'll also be taking up questions in the last 30 minutes. But just focus, everybody focus over here, try to understand what I'm explaining. Okay, it is very, very important. Now, what I'll do is that again, I'll convert this back to a keyword argument. I'll execute it. Now, in my greeting function, I'm going to give my first parameter as Krish. And second parameter, suppose I give my age as 25. Okay. Now, let me execute it. Now, so you can see that if I'm giving the second argument, it is replacing in this particular age variable, even though I've initialized it to 29. Okay. Now, you understand from these two things, we have to understand what is this positional argument and what is this keyword argument. So I hope everybody has seen this kind of function. I'll just say you get just a second. Suppose let me write one function like def greeting. And here I will take two parameters. One is star args and the other parameter is double star kwargs. Okay. Now you may write any variable over here, guys. You need not write always args or kwargs. You can write anything. Okay. But based on the convention of Python, many people usually write this. So this first star args is basically a positional argument. Okay. The second parameter that you see, star kwargs, is keyword argument. Okay. So first one is always a positional argument, and this second parameter that you see is a keyword argument. Now let me just write this particular function, and here I'm going to just print args. And in my second print, I want to print kwargs. Now just observe everybody over here what I'm trying to do. I'll execute this function. Okay. Now, while I'm calling this greeting function, okay, while I'm calling this greeting function, I will provide some parameter. Okay. So suppose my first parameter is Krish. Okay. My second parameter is Nayak, my surname. Okay. Let me provide my third parameter as age is equal to 29. Now you can see this, I'm providing in the form of key value pairs. Okay. And then I will provide my date of birth, which will be equal to 1990. Okay. Now see, I'm passing all these parameters. Now it will go to this greeting function. Then it will print ARGS and then it will print KWARGS. Okay. Now see this, if I execute it, what will happen? Now you can see that when I'm printing ARGS, for ARGS, it is printing this Krish and Nayak over here. So this indicates that these are my positional argument. Okay. Then you can see that this key value pairs are there, which is age is equal to 29, date of birth is equal to 1990. It is getting displayed over here in the form of dictionaries. So this is my keyword argument. This is pretty much very, very important to understand. Now, this is one way of passing your argument. The other way of passing your argument is also you can create a list. And inside this list, you can put all these values. Like suppose you want to put all your positional argument inside this list. You can put it like this. You can also create your dictionary argument where you can actually put in the form of key value pairs. So I'll just copy this key value pairs. I'll write it over here. Okay. I'll execute it. Now, my list and my positional argument and my keyword argument are ready. What I'll do is that I will call greeting function. Okay. And then inside this, I will call my list. Okay. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Okay. Just a second. Somebody has a question. They're raising the hand. Who's that? Let's see. Just a second, just wait for a second. Let me just complete it. Then I'll take up the questions at the last. Okay. Just let me complete it. Now, when I call this greeting function, I know in my greeting function, my first parameter is my ARGS. Now, if I give this list over here, yes, Chetan, please do let me know your query.
I think there is some noise in the chat. Whenever they complete your sentence, there is a click sound.
Click sound?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that's the reason people have raised their hand. You can check your microphone once.
Okay, just a second. Now, are you getting the same thing still? Chetan, just can you confirm me again? Are you facing this problem? Okay, just a second. Now I hope it is fine. Okay. Now is it fine, guys? Please don't write in the board, but I think it is fine, I guess now. Okay, now I think it is fine. Everybody is fine with this. So we'll continue our discussion now. Now you see this inside this greeting function, I'm passing the parameter first as LST, and then my second parameter, I'll try to provide the same dictionary argument. Okay. Now you know that my first parameter over here is ARGS. Ramana, what is the problem? Please, guys, please focus on the lecture part. I'll give you some time to talk. Okay. Okay. Just let me do one thing. Anyone can just tell me a problem, like what is the problem right now? You can unmute and tell me. Is there any problem with my voice? I don't think so right now.
Yes,
then
actually, Chris, there's the echo
Now it is
sound
good.
in
Now it is good.
background.
Now it is fine. Previously it is
Now
like
it is good, Krish. Now it is good.
now it is good.
yeah, Chris, Prasant here. Hello.
Just a second. Just a second, guys.
Hello, Chris.
Yes. What is the
Yeah.
problem? I don't
No,
understand.
no, Chris. One suggestion. On suggestion that what I'm feeling difficulty that actually while you are giving the teaching while teaching, so from 10 to 11:30, so you should continuously should teach it, and you should allow the people to ask the question session and question answer session from 11:30 to 12 o'clock, last half an hour, so that it will not be disturbed to.
Yeah. So that is
Yes,
only right.
because in
Many people
between.
are disturbing their writing.
Yes, yes, because this is a waste of time in between when you are asking. Because if you 2 hours you will continue to ask the question, the people will give the chance. They will take more time also.
Prashant, 1 minute. This is because
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like
Fine.
while
Okay.
my
Now
connection is
everybody
dropping.
focus over here. I'll just mute everyone. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, please focus whatever I'm teaching over here. Do not worry. At the end, I'll take up all your questions. Okay. Now, see everybody. I told you about the greeting function, right? And here I have actually created args and ** kwargs. Okay. Now listen one thing in that inside this, whenever I am creating this list, okay, I'm inserting all my positional argument over here, like Krish and Nayak, and this is my keyword argument. If I provide like LST and dict underscore arg, and if I execute it, you should see that if I execute it, it is printing the args separately and kwargs separately. But here, for list and for this, both of them, it is considering as positional argument. But this is wrong, right? Whatever we studied over here, like this, we had to have printed, right? But it printed in something in a different way. So how to fix this issue? In order to fix this issue, you just have to write this star args. Again, here you just write star, and here you just write double star. Once you execute it, you can see that it is getting printed in this way only. And we have done the same thing. We have basically made this positional argument that we have inside a list, all the key value pairs that I have, like age is equal to 29, DOB is equal to 1990, in a form of dictionary argument. Now, as soon as I pass this both argument inside this with same style, like this star and this double star, here you can see that I'm getting the output similar in a similar way. Okay. Now, why this is very, very important, guys? Because this positional key argument and the keyword argument, if you try to change it, try to change the order, at that time things won't work. So it is very, very important. You can pass any number of arguments inside that particular function. You can take up those arguments and write all the different things that you basically want. So this was the part that was missed yesterday, and we have actually done it. Again, I'll try to repeat everything, guys. In this particular video, we are basically discussing about two important things. One is positional argument and one is keyword argument. Now, remember that in positional argument, whatever value we give in this particular variable, right, in the runtime, that will be taken as a positional argument. For a keyword argument, we will be giving the values in this particular form, that is in the key value pairs. Okay. And you have also seen that I've also explained you about ARGS and KWARGS and how does it basically work. But don't worry, if you have any questions, I'll be taking up in the last 30 minutes to understand those things. Now, this was one of the things that I wanted to discuss with you all, and which was missed yesterday regarding functions, and which is very, very important to understand in this. Now, what we'll do is that yesterday I also missed two different functions. One is reduce, and then one more was something called as filter. Now, before starting reduce and filter, somebody yesterday was also asking a question: can we pass a function inside another function? Okay. So the answer, I explored about it. Yes, it is. But for that, you have to basically create a lambda function. Now, let me explain you what exactly is a lambda function. I hope everybody has heard this. If you know programming, everybody may know this lambda function. Now, lambda function, this is a function. In short, this is a function which does not have any name. Okay. So you should understand in this way, a lambda function is a function which does not have a name. It is also called as an anonymous function. Okay. Now let me just give you some example. Here I'm creating a method called as square. Okay. Now inside this square, I'll provide one parameter. Okay. I'll just say return I star I. Okay. So this is just my function. Now you can see that in this function, I'm just trying to use only one line of expression. Okay. So this is my line of expression that is happening. Now, usually in this scenario, what happens is that I can also convert this function into a lambda function. Now, always remember, in order to convert into a lambda function, you need to have only one expression inside your function. Okay. Now you can understand that I just have one line of expression inside my function. I have to write all these things. Right? So in such scenarios, what you can do is that you can convert this into lambda function. Now for lambda function, what you have to do is that you have to first write lambda keyword. This is my lambda keyword. Okay. Then what you do is that what type of input you are actually passing. That is the variable name that you have to give. Suppose I'm passing I. Okay. So I have to write I over here. Then I will write colon. So that, see, this colon I'll just tell you what exactly it is. Now, after writing colon, I have to specify that what kind of expression it is going to do. So here I'll write I star I. And that's it. That's a whole lambda function altogether. For this whole method, I have basically written in just one line of code. Now, if you want to execute and see how we will execute, you can just store this value inside one variable. So I'll write f is equal to, and I'll just execute it. Okay. Now, if you want to see the type of f, here you can see that it is a function. Okay. But if I want to execute this lambda function, how I'll write? I'll just say f. Inside this, I'll pass one value called as 5. Suppose if I give 5, I know that if I give 5 to my square function, what will happen? So if I give 5 to my square function, it will basically give me the output as 25, right? Now, similarly, if I pass this 5 inside my f value is basically my lambda function. Okay, so this is my lambda function. If I execute this, it is also going to give me the same output. So always remember, guys, lambda function is an anonymous function. It is a function without a name. Okay. And you should only use that when there is just one line of expression inside your function body. Now you may be considering that, can I give two variables also? Okay. So suppose I have a function like this. Sum of numbers. Okay. I'll just write like this and I'll give two numbers, a comma b. And here I will say return a plus b. Now, once I execute it, okay, I'll say sum underscore num 5, 5. So I know my output will be 10. Now, how should I convert this function into a lambda function? Okay. So for converting this function into a lambda function, again, I'll use the lambda keyword and then understand how many input parameters I'm giving. I'm giving two input parameters, a comma b. So I have a comma b. Okay. And then what I'll do is that I will write colon and I'll just give the expression that is required. So over here, a plus b is the expression. Here I'll write a plus b and let me create this as a variable over here and I have executed it. Now what I'll do, I'll call z, I'll give two values like 5, 5. I execute it, you can see that my output is basically 10 over here. This is pretty much simple, pretty much easy. You can see in this way is how a lambda function is created. Now I can also pass this lambda function into a map function also. Yesterday, what we are actually seeing. So that is how one function is actually passed into another function. Okay. And we'll discuss about that also. Now, just think over this. Suppose I have defined a list. Okay. I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And okay, I'll just wait for some time because here I need to show you another method which is called as filter method. I hope everybody is clear with lambda function. The reason I've explained you lambda function right now, because in the future we'll be having two methods that we need to understand. One is the reduce and the other one is something called as filter. So reduce and filter we'll try to understand now. So I'll go up and let's see what exactly a reduce does. Okay. So here you can see that okay, just a second, guys. Okay, so here you can basically see an example that I'm basically writing func tool. So for reduce, what is actually reduce? We'll try to see. Okay. So here, if I go down, if I show you a diagram, can you see this particular diagram? Now in this diagram, suppose I have a list of numbers like 47, 11, 42, and 13. Okay. Now you can see that if I implement reduce, how it will work. Now inside this, I want to do the addition of all this particular number. Okay. So I want to add 47, 11, 42, okay, and 13. So if a reduce function, what it will do is that first of all, it will take this value and then it will find the next value inside this particular list. Then it will add these two values. So 47 plus 11 will be 58. Then it will go and iterate through the next value. Okay. And then it will add 58 and 42 and it will get added and it will show over here. Then it will take the next number and add it to the 100. Okay. And this is how a reduce function also happens. But a reduce function requires two things. One is again the function, and the second parameter is basically an iterable values. So let me see and let me show you something over here. Now you can see that reduce function is basically present in a library which is called as function tools. Okay. So in order to do this, what you have to do is that you have to basically import reduce from this particular library. Now, in order to import this from a particular library, understand guys, you have to write a from keyword from which library it is present, inside which library it is present. So I'm writing func tools. Inside this library, there is another library or sub library which is called as reduce. So I'm going to import this particular library over here. I'm going to import this library because we are going to use this function. And what this particular function does is that it takes a list of numbers and then it will start adding all the numbers one by one. And finally, I'll be able to get the output. And that is what a reduce function actually does. Okay. So here you can see this particular tree diagram. I've got 8. Then I've added 58 and 42. Then I've got 100. And then I've added 113, which I've got 113. So let me just try to show you how it works. So I have defined a list over here. So the list over here is 47, 11, 42, and 13. Now, before applying reduce, inside reduce, you have to provide two parameters. One is the function and second one is basically my iterable values. Okay. Now, understand what this lambda function is doing, guys. This lambda function takes two inputs. One is x and y, and it is performing x plus y. Okay. So, two important operation over here. First of all, it is taking two inputs x and y, and then it is just adding x and y over here. So reduce function, as we know that it is going to do this kind of iteration and add all the values. So we have actually included in this function that we'll add all these values, right? Then simultaneously, the second parameter which I have given is basically the list. And you all know that list is iterable, right? So when I use this reduce function by passing one function over here and my iterable value over here, what it will do, it will first take up 47 and 11 as x and y. It will add this two number. Then in the next iteration, what will happen is that the summation of both of this will get added to 42. Then the summation of this 3 will get added to 13. So finally, you can see that my output will be the summation of all this particular value. Now the question rises that you may be thinking, Krish, why do we do this? Okay, why are we doing this? Guys, understand, if you want to do the addition of all these particular numbers inside of a list, then how many for loops you have to write? Okay, how much time it will take for adding up all the numbers? So by using lambda and reduce, your work is getting very much faster. So because of that purpose only, over here, reduce and lambda is basically getting used. Otherwise, you just have to write a for loop to add up all these particular numbers, right? Now, by using a lambda function, which is pretty much fast, and by using the reduce function, you are just able to add up all the numbers that are present inside the list. So this is a way of doing things faster in a faster way. Okay. So understand, this is the functionality of reduce. Now, my next question that will come with respect to this is something called as filter. Okay. Now, if you want to know about filter, guys, here also it takes two parameters. The first parameter is basically your lambda function, and the second parameter, it may be lambda function or it may be any type of function, guys. Okay, so the second parameter will also be your iterable. Now everybody have a look onto this particular function. Now this function is basically taking a number and we are basically checking whether the number is even or not. If the number is even, I am basically returning it as true. Okay, this is what this particular function is doing. Okay, now let me just execute this particular line of code. Okay, I'll execute it. Now what I'll do is that I will make a cell below. I'll say that even underscore check, and inside this I will give a number like 12. Then it will say whether it is true or false. Okay, now if I want to use filter, now see everybody, if I want to use filter, how it will look like. Now filter usually takes two parameters. Again, you see this over here, function and iterable. Now I know my function. Okay, so my function over here is even check, and the second one is what I'll do is that I will create a list. Iterable, right? So I'll create a list saying as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I'll do is that I'll execute this list. Here my second parameter will be given as list. Now when I execute this, just see guys, when I execute this, this becomes a filter. Again, this also follows a lazy loading pattern. What I'll do is that I'll try to convert this into list. Now when I convert this into list, right, it will just give me the value which are even. See, wonderful thing that is happening over here is that what this function does, it will basically give us all the values that are that are even, right? So it is basically checking up and it is basically giving me all the values that are even from this list of numbers. And that is what is the functionality of filter. Okay, wherever you are getting it as true, that particular value is getting displayed in the form of list. Pretty much simple, pretty much easy, I guess. Now you can see one more example that you have over here is something called as list is equal to range of 20. Okay, now inside list of range, you're just giving an even check and you're giving the list. Now remember guys, one thing that you should focus over here is that, again, this is just a single operation, right? It is just a single expression in short. Can you convert this into lambda function or not? Okay, so yes, we can definitely convert this into lambda function. In order to convert this into lambda function, you just have to write this condition. See, here I'm saying lambda, it is taking one parameter which is called as x. And here we are just checking this condition, whether x percentile 2 is equal to 0. So when I do this, it will either give me true or false. And whenever it gives us true, it is basically going to display all those particular value over here. So here I have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18. How? Inside this particular list, I have taken 0 to 20 values. See over here, range of 20. So by this, you can understand that the same condition I have basically written as my lambda function, which is an anonymous function. And by that, I'm getting this particular value like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Okay. So what I'll do is that, guys, we have done with the functions, we have done with the reduce, filter, and all. Now I want you all to please ask me the questions, because the next topic that I'm going to start is object-oriented programming, and we'll just start some more topics right now. But before that, I want to clear all these particular doubts, so that when we are going to the new topic, your doubts are basically cleared with respect to this, because that classes and all are object-oriented programming is a whole new concept. So I want you all to please ask me if you have any questions. I'll mute. You can just raise your hand. I'll just unmute you, and you can basically ask me the question. So first guy, okay. Please, I have unmuted you, MD. Please talk. What is the question related to?
Okay. So I saw one article some times ago saying that list comprehension can do almost everything that map, filter, and the rest can do, and is even faster.
Yes.
How
yes.
is that?
Yes. So I have not still yet explained you list comprehension. That also I'll do it. Okay. Right now, just focus on to this particular things, that is lambda function, filter, map, reduce. And yes, you are right. Absolutely right. List comprehension can do a whole lot of work. You don't have to write lambda function also for that.
Yeah, then one more thing. The reason why the guy advised is because he said for beginners, like someone like me, he said it's always good for me to, it's always good for beginner to limit themselves to the number of things they know at a time, so that they can work effectively, like experience.
So I think you don't have to learn list comprehension also. You can just work with for loops. That is more than better, I guess. This is just an idea that I'm trying to give it to you. It is up to you whether you want to utilize it or not. Again, don't try to learn everything at once. Just try to improve your programming stuff. That's
it. So what he said was that list comprehension, he said for loops sometimes get complicated because of the number of lines of code. That list comprehension is like maybe like 1, 2, 3 lines, then you have a lot of things in it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to meet you. I'm going to unmute Cynthia Das. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Actually, my question is, in the function, you have passed two variables. That is, one is name and another is age. So say suppose for the input, if I put in the place of name, I put like 29, and in the space of age, I put Cynthia. Will that run with that input too?
Yes, it will definitely run, right? Here I have not put up any condition, right?
Yeah, so how to check that? Like, means it won't take that means it will be very weird to see that my name is 29 and my age is Cynthia. So how to check that?
Okay, so here actually it is not reading it as a keyword argument. What I see over here. Okay, sorry, just I'll execute this once. Okay. See, the problem over here is that main thing about positional argument, right? If you the condition, suppose here you are providing the name, right? And here providing the age. So I will say that if the type of the name is string, so that whatever string or the name that I give, I can also give a regular expression saying that only the name should come over there.
Yeah, but can we check means within a means I don't know if it is possible, like within a function, can we check it if it is string or not?
Yes, we can. If
can we? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, we can definitely check. You have to write this condition. That's it.
Okay, name type. Okay, fine. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Yes. So I'll mute you and I'll take up the next question. You can mute yourself, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Okay, Gopal, I'm just unmuting you. Just a second.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Krish, my question is that as you mentioned that the positional argument and keyword argument, right, in the function.
Yes.
So my question is that the same thing can we do with the lambda expression? Can we pass the keyword argument in lambda expression as well?
I did not get your question. Sorry.
My question is that can we pass the same thing, whatever the argument means? Suppose I have multiple arguments, I can do with in the function, I can do this the same thing through the keyword argument, right?
Okay. Inside the lambda function, you want to do that?
Yeah. My question is that can the same thing we can do this through the lambda function?
So in lambda function, if you are trying to give something like that, let's try. Okay, I'll write lambda comma b is equal to 2. Suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. So colon, I'll say a plus b. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see whether it will work or not. So f1, and here I'm giving. Suppose I have to give 2 parameters, right? So it is working.
Yeah.
2 plus 2.
Okay.
By default, it is taken as 2. Yeah, clear?
Yeah. And one question also, you means in the filter you are saying that whenever the condition is matched, it will store those values. So means I understand that point, but I am not able to understand how it able to extract the values. Means where I just give the condition, means in the filter I have passed as a function, right? But I didn't means in the function I just write a code that condition is matched, it will return a true, right?
Yes. filter is basically like filtering from somewhere, right?
Okay. So means it's the functionality of filter function to extracting the matched
Yes,
values,
filtered
right?
result. Yes,
Okay.
filtered result.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see who's the next one. Gopal is done. Pawan, yes, go ahead, please.
So my question is like, if we have multiple line of execution, so can we use multiple line of execution with lambda function?
No, we cannot. I told you, right? The first condition is a single line expression.
Only single line. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Yep.
Okay, I have Edward. Yes, Edward.
Hi, Sudanshu.
Yeah, this is not Sudanshu, this is Krish. Yes.
Hi, Chris. So I just want you have displayed an example for key arguments and arguments, right? Greeting.
Yes.
So I have it out on this. In that greeting, you have mentioned your name, Krish Naik, and you have mentioned clearly the key arguments, age and date of birth. So I just want to know, instead of mentioning the key arguments, so I thought of inserting as a local variables, and I just want to insert only the numbers. Is it possible?
You want to give the local. So you're saying that instead of providing in this way.
Yes, 29. I just want to give 29 and 1990, and I want to put it age and DOB, date of birth, as a local variable.
So you want something like this?
No. That's global variable, right?
No, this is also local variable in this block.
Okay, I just want to just include your name and the numbers only. I just want the function to recognize the keyword arguments as well as the position arguments. Not because it's directly mentioning as the keyword argument, right?
See. So I'm telling you, right? So whenever you provide the parameter in key value pairs like this, when you are assigning something like this by considering variable name is equal to this, that becomes a keyword argument.
Okay.
This is a positional argument.
Yes, I understand that. But instead of age equal to 29, I just want to give 291990. So that the
you want to give like this?
Yes.
So this will become a positional argument again. See?
Yes, because I just want to know if I am giving here we are giving two age equal to 29 and 1990 as a date of birth. I just want to get input from the users and consider.
Yes, you can definitely do that, right? Use an input function.
Yes.
You can do that.
I just want to get the input from the user, and I just want to display as key arguments and arguments. Can we do that?
Yes. See, if you are taking as an input as a user, again, once you take the input as a user, you can specify like this: age is equal to that variable name.
Okay.
Whatever variable name you are basically capturing from your input.
Okay. Thanks.
Just try it out. It is possible.
Sure, I tried it and let you know.
Yeah. So next person is Manish. I'm unmuting you. Yes.
Okay, Krish. Yeah. So yesterday we learned about the map function. Today we learned about the filter function. I understand that in both of these functions, we pass two parameters. The first one is a function, and then the second parameter is an iterable. In isolation, I understood both the functions, but I'm not able to figure out as to where to use what, because essentially both of these functions are kind of iterating over the iterator that I'm providing.
Yeah, but they are doing some different functionality. Now you see in this case of map. Okay. Now here we showed you a particular example, right? Now this was Fahrenheit and Celsius. I'm providing one parameter over here, right? As soon as I provide one parameter over here, now you can see that I'll get one value like this. But what about a list of values? If I have a list of values, I want to perform this operation for everything. So I can basically use a map, and then I can iterate through all this particular list, and each and every value will get passed through this particular function. Now the second thing is that reduce. Okay. Now inside the reduce also you require one function and you require one iterable. But reduce does something else. Okay. So reduce by default adds up all this particular number one by one. And finally, it will give you the sum. Why you are doing that? Because you want to quickly execute your program. Otherwise, just understand that if you want to find out the summation of all the numbers inside a list, you have to write a for loop, you have to write all those things. So much time will be taken up. And filter, yeah.
Go ahead.
So and filter will basically whatever condition you are giving in your method, it will get applied to the whole iterables. And only those values will get displayed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know initially it'll look a little bit different, but unless and until you get to work with it some or the other way, at that time you can definitely understand that. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll have scenarios where we'll be understanding all those things. Okay, so Anand, yes, go ahead, please. Unmute yourself. Okay, just a second, Anand. I'll unmute you. Yes. Again, you have.
Hello.
Yes, Anand. Yeah.
Hello. Are you able to hear
Yes,
me?
Anand. Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Chris, actually, I was solving the first assignment, and actually, I'm able to understand the concept of for loop, but I have in difficulty in nested for loop. So, can you explain one example of nested for loop? I'm not getting.
Nested for loop.
Yeah.
So just tell me what problem statement you are basically asking with respect to nested
So there
for loop.
was
Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, listen, Anand. Just now, because we are running out of time, don't worry about that. You just contact any support team guy. They'll help you out with respect to that. Let's focus on today's topic. Anyhow, nested for loop is also similar, like how a for loop works. But in nested for loop, what will happen is that you will be running a different iteration within the another for loop, right? So one by one, it will be mapping in that particular way. But don't worry about it. I tell one of the support team, you just contact them. We'll focus on the today's part that we want to basically complete. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Kishore, please tell me what is the question.
Yeah, Krish, like can we use a lambda function on strings? I mean, like I have a spreadsheet of patients of 1,000 names, and I just wanted to sort them in an ascending, starting from A to Z. So can we use lambda
Okay,
function?
so don't worry about that. When you have something like in an Excel sheet and all, there is a library which is going to come, which is called as pandas. To solve all your work. Okay. Now, when I say about lambda function, it is just a single expression. Just try to understand in that way.
Yeah, okay, so it cannot be used for the strings.
See, I can take out ways to definitely work with strings and all, but it is, I think it will not be that much, beneficial in short.
Okay.
That is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So try to use some expression inside a lambda and try to, use it for a simple purpose. Don't use it for a complex purpose. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Prashanta Swan.
Yes. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, in the reduce function, so you told that can use it for addition. Other than addition, can you use it for some other activity?
No, reduce by default does addition only.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Another question. So in the function, in the reduce function, we are passing the argument, positional argument, and that keyword argument. Can we change the order?
Yes.
Means first we can put the keyword argument.
This two.
Yes.
Reduce only, you're telling, right?
Yeah, no, reduce is actually we are passing first star position argument, then double star keyword argument.
Okay.
So can you change the order?
Okay. So you want to do it reverse? You're basically saying?
Yes. First keyword argument, then position argument.
Okay. Got it?
Yes.
I hope it is clear.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll give you an error, inshallah. Yes, Pradeep, again.
Hi, can we use if and else in a lambda function?
If and else. Again, if it is a single expression, you can definitely
Yeah.
use. If multiple, if and else becomes multiple expression. Yes. You can basically write like this. See, I'll show you. Again, guys, please don't write it. I'll give you time to basically ask a question. Why are you just writing anything? Okay. So see this. Inside the filter, right? Where is the filter method? Okay. Here you can see that this is just like an if condition.
Yeah, condition.
Yes, this is just like a if condition. Else
Yeah,
part you
okay.
don't record. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So Joseph, yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, Krish.
Yeah.
The filter function you explained, right? You're filtering some values based on the function. So is it
Yes.
applicable only true false if the function returns only true or false, or if the function returns some values? There also you can apply the filter function.
Okay, just tell me that here. Understand the filter word means what? Right? We usually use filter for a quick job where we don't have to write an entire function. See, what is the main purpose? Just the word filter basically says that you're taking out something out, right?
Okay.
It is better we always use it with Boolean function. By other numbers, what you are trying to use, what you will try to use it. Just imagine. So filter basic meaning is that you are filtering something out, right? Choosing something out.
Okay.
Definitely your output should be either true or false. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. If your doubt is done, mute yourself. Okay. Piyush, please to let me know your question.
Yeah, Chris, actually, I'm a bit confused with the filter and the map function. Both are taking the same function.
No,
And
again, I'm telling you, map is applying the iterables to that function, whole function. Now you see this example. Here, map, you have this particular function, right?
yeah.
And you have this iterable.
Yeah.
So that in this function, you can only pass one parameter at a time. Now what map will do is that it will try to pass all these values inside this function and get you the output.
Okay.
Here, whenever you get true, only those values will be picked up.
Okay.
Try to understand.
So you are saying that whenever the condition gets fulfilled, then
Yes.
only.
Yes.
But in filter, every list will be every input will be this
No, in
argument will be
map,
implemented.
in map, every input will get applied to this particular function.
Okay.
Only the true values will get picked up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ajinkya.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
So in lambda function, can we return two values? Is it possible?
In lambda function, can you return two values?
Yeah.
No, you cannot, because as I told you that it is a single expression.
Okay.
Single expression.
Okay. That's
But
my
definitely you
question.
can explore it.
Yeah, sure.
With the recent version, some changes may have come. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Satyendra.
Hi, Krish.
Yes, Satyendra. Tell me.
Yeah, my question is that you told that reduce is using for the addition only, right?
Sorry, what? Reduce.
Reduce is using for the addition, the numbers.
Yes.
So can we not use the strings in the reduce?
Strings in the reduce.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try. I've never tried all these things. Let me go back to reduce. You want to try strings, str. Let me just give some string value, okay? Fish. Data. Science, okay?
Yes.
It is working, right? Unless and until this concatenation will work, definitely it will work.
So means it's just concatenation only, not the addition.
Yeah. So in strings, this plus symbol will become a concatenation, right?
It's depend on the whatever we are
Data
providing to
type.
the lambda function.
Yes, it depends on the data type.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Vamshi?
Hello.
Vamshi? Yes, Vamshi.
So actually, I got the doubt in positional or in keyword arguments.
Yes, tell me.
So we are in the keyword arguments we have giving the value, some value age is to here
Key value
29. Here age equals to 29. The previous
Yes.
example we have given like that.
Yes.
Okay, so it will be act like a default values to the argument. I mean, if you don't give a age value, also it will take 29. So what about how you if you don't want to give any default value to the argument, but it would be it won't act like a keyword argument? How you use?
Sorry, I didn't get a question again. Can you just repeat it? Last time I could not hear your voice.
If you don't want to give default value, but it we want to give.
If you don't give a default value, it will become positional argument.
Okay. If you want to keyword argument, we have to give some default value.
Yes.
So, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So I think I've taken some of the questions right now. We'll continue the questions. Let us start with object-oriented programming. Please note down your questions at the last 30 minutes. Again, I'll be taking up the questions, and then at that time, you can unmute yourself and you can basically talk one by one. Okay. So right now, I'll be discussing about object-oriented programming now. Again, this is just a basic of object-oriented programming, and next week, guys, one more announcement that I want to make is that next week there is Diwali celebration that will be going on. So next week we are planning to give a leave because many of them have also requested next Saturday and Sunday. But in the weekdays, we'll be uploading the videos also. But the live session will not be there so that you can enjoy your holidays for Saturday and Sunday. And later on, but the videos will be uploaded by Sudhanshu in the weekdays. You can basically refer to that. But live class will not be there. Tomorrow, Sudhanshu will also be sending you a mail. He told me to inform in the class also. Okay. So let us go ahead and try to understand classes. This is very, very important, guys, because if you are working in a real world scenario and object oriented programming, okay, which we say it as OOPS. I'll just make this as markdown so that everybody see this point. Okay. So here it is. First of all, we'll try to understand what exactly is classes. Why do we require classes? And why classes can be very, very important when you are doing any programming in this in data science also. Okay. So we'll discuss everything and we'll try to understand about it. Okay. So first of all, let us understand. Let me tell you some things about classes. Now, guys, in short, if I say anything about classes, I can just define by one line. That is, classes is a real world object. Okay, it is a real world object. Now, when I say a real world object, let me give you some examples regarding it. I will say car. So car is a real world object. I can say car is a class. Okay. Now, car, and always remember this real world object has some properties and has some methods. Okay. Now, if I take an example of car, I can say that a car has a steerings, it has brakes, it has accelerator. So I can call all these things as properties. Okay. The other thing is that I can also define some more methods inside the car. Now, when I say some more methods in the car, that basically means we can ride the car. Okay. We can do something with the car. So these all are different methods. Okay. Now you should understand that all this particular real world object, wherever you work, will have these two things very, very common. One is properties and the other one is methods. And this will be with respect to things. Now you may also have different types of cars. Okay. Now when I say different types of cars, your car one may be an Audi car, your car two may be a BMW car, your car 3 may be a Jaguar car. Okay. So these are the car types. Again, this kind of objects we can create any number of times. Now remember this class, how do we define in in Python. So for defining class in Python, first of all, we have to use a keyword called as class. Okay. And remember guys, why class will be very, very useful. As I told you that functions is also used for reusability. Classes are also used for reusability. Suppose you want to reuse something, or some of the properties, some of the methods that are frequently used, we can combine them into a class and we can reuse it any number of times. Now, in order to define the class, first of all, we have to use the class keyword, and then we have to write our class name. Now, this class name can be anything. Suppose if I am writing about car, and always remember your class name should start with capital letter. So here I am writing CAR car, and inside this, if I want to define a class as car, okay, so I will basically be writing like this. And if I want to define an empty class, I will just write a statement like pass. Okay, so in this particular class, I don't have anything inside it. So I'll execute this. As soon as I execute this, you can see that my car class has been created. Inside this, I have not defined any properties. I have not defined any methods. So this is an empty class. Okay. Now, if you want to define an object from this particular class, so from this particular car, I will say that, okay, BMW is my first object. I'll define like this, and I will initialize this car object. Okay, so here you can see that this BMW is basically my object. Okay, you can see that it is the main dot car at this particular memory location. Okay, if I go and see the type of this again, you'll basically see that it is an object of this particular car. Okay, so this is the basic understanding, like how do you create a class, how do you initialize a particular object in a car. Here I'll write it as initializing an object. Okay, but still the problem over here is that I have defined an object of the class, but I don't know any properties, any methods inside this, right? So we should define some properties and some methods, right? So here, let me show you how we can define properties. And this is the most baddest way how we define a properties. In our upcoming classes, I'll be showing you some more better way to define properties and objects, and how do you define a complete class itself. But to understand over here, if I want to define some properties, I will write BMW dot, suppose wheels I'll write. Okay, so I know that BMW car has wheels, so I'll just provide a count like 4. I'll say that BMW has brakes. Okay, so here I'll make it as a Boolean variable. So let me define these two variables over here. One is BMW, where I'm defining one properties as wheels, the other properties as brakes. Okay, so I have two properties over here inside this particular object. Now, if I want to print, print whether the BMW has brakes or not, okay, here you can see that it is saying me true because I've initialized this value to true. Okay, I can also create another function, another instance of this. So for creating another instance, suppose I create Audi as my another instance. So again, for initializing, I will write CAR and I will write this kind of bracket. So in short, it will initialize an object. Okay, so this is my another object. This is my another object. Remember guys, if I execute this line, okay, and if I show my Audi, okay, and here also I have to initialize this properties, okay, like wheels, brakes and all. So here also I can basically write wheels is equal to 4, Audi dot brakes is equal to true, right? This is fine. Now remember guys, each and every time whenever I initialize an object, I always have to write this particular values, right? All the time I have to create this properties, wheels and brakes and again and again. So this should not happen because this is a wrong way of writing a code. Every time you have to initialize, you have to write all this particular value. So what we do is that we usually construct an initialization constructor. If you have worked in some programming language, you know that there is something called as constructor. What exactly is constructor? Let me just show you. If I write dir of Audi, you can see that there are a lot of inbuilt private methods. There are a lot of this. This is the properties that you can see, brakes and wheels. You will be seeing one very good function which is called as underscore underscore init underscore underscore, right? You can see this particular method, right? And this underscore underscore init is also called as constructor. Understand this, guys. Underscore underscore init underscore underscore. This is basically a constructor. Okay? And whenever you are using a constructor, you have to define your properties inside this method only. Okay? Now, I don't want to continue ahead of this, guys. I just want to give you the basic knowledge, because if I continue this, it will take me more than 45 minutes to explain you all these things. So I want to stop over here. I will be taking up your questions. In the next class, I will be taking up this whole, about this whole object-oriented features, and will be explaining everything in perfect way. But this is just to give you an example what exactly is a car and how it is basically defined. Okay. So now what I'll do is that I'll be taking up your questions. I'll unmute you. Okay. So what I'll do is that once I unmute you one by one, please do ask me the questions. And right now, just one by one. Okay. So I've unmuted you one by one. Please unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
This is for today only. Means, are we done with all the discussions?
Yes, we are done, because I want some more time to cover this up. I need more than 45 minutes. So I don't want to just complete right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. This is Sanjeev.
Yes, Sanjeev.
Chris, many a place I saw that Python, everything is object. Can you just justify that?
Python, everything is object.
Yeah.
Justify that.
I am not able to get what exactly this
okay.
is.
So there is an object. So everything in Python is derived by a class called as object. Everything in Python, everything in other programming languages like Java also is derived from this particular object class. So everybody says that it is basically everything is object in Python. I mean, in other programming languages also.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
I didn't understood the difference between map and filter.
Okay. So I've already told you about map and filter, right?
No, actually, in both the scenario,
yes,
you are passing within a function a list, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
understand that map is just applying a function with respect to all the iterables. Filter is basically filtering things.
But see, please go to that filter part.
Yes. Here you are.
See, here also, the first argument is a function, right? And the second one is a list.
Yes.
Yes. And the output is being given on the basis of the function.
Yes.
So exactly the same thing map is also doing, right?
But try to understand, no, in function I'm writing a true and false condition. Right? I told you, filter whenever you want, you have to write a true and false condition over here. So that is the reason I have explicitly written this.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
Actually, I have a question regarding filter. Lambda.
Just a second. Guys, please mute yourself if you're not talking.
Hi, Krish. Yeah.
Yes.
Suppose there is some lambda x and y with x modulo y is equals to 0. Okay. So and I'm passing it for the filter function. So how do I pass x and y values in that case?
Sorry, can you just tell me once again? Inside the lambda function, what it is?
X comma y.
X comma y, okay.
Okay.
Lambda x comma y.
Colon x modulo y is equals to 0.
Yes.
So in that case, I want to pass this lambda to the filter function, but how do I pass x and y in that case? The same.
You want to pass inside this filter function.
Yeah.
The problem will basically be that inside my list I can pass only one value, right?
Correct, correct. That's what. How do I justify this lambda function for filter then?
See, filter will be taking out values from one iterable.
Okay.
Okay. Here you are giving two inputs first of all.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. From where you want to filter things.
I mean, the two list maybe, and one element from the first element and the one element from the second list, and if like
See this condition, whatever you are seeing, right?
yeah,
this will get applied from X and it will take the element of Y and it will apply over here.
Yeah.
So if I say filter over here, okay, let me show you what I'm actually saying. I have X is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Y is equal to
maybe 1, 4, 6, n. Okay. Okay.
I don't think so this will work.
Yeah, yeah, I have tried this, it is not working. So
no, this will not work. But I've seen one example, just a second.
in the map, two arguments were working, but in the filter it is not working.
In the map it will work, right? See, understand what we are trying to do with the filter. We're trying to take out something, we are trying to choose something. But definitely for this kind of condition, you have to write a custom function only. You cannot just do by using filter.
Okay.
Can we pass the tuples in loop or a tuples in list?
Yeah, you can definitely try that. Yes, go ahead with the other question, guys.
Hi, Krish.
Hello.
One by one.
Sudhanshu.
Yes. It is not Sudhanshu, it is Krish.
Okay, Krish. I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Like in filter part, you said that we are writing the return true, right? Then only whichever condition is getting satisfied, it is printing that number.
Yes.
Yes. So in place of return true, we could have written like print I. Like if the condition is true, then it will print that particular index, that particular number.
And you don't have to use filter, no? You can basically write a list directly over there. The list will take up the indexes and it will display.
And then, Krish, can you please write map in place of filter?
Here?
Yes.
Tell me what you will get. Anybody?
It will result
Just a second.
No, it will result only true or false as a list.
None true, none true, none true.
In place of return true, please write print num.
Num, okay.
Now executed.
Then now what is the use of filter and map?
Did I say that with the help of map, you won't be able to print these values? Anyhow, it is working on the condition, right? Here you are directly printing the number. Here I am just showing true and false. So wherever with respect to the index, wherever it is true, it will pick up that particular value. That only I told with respect to filter.
Yes, okay.
Why you are getting confused, guys? I'm just trying to show you some additional things.
Hello.
Yeah? Yes.
In input 22, there is float 9 by 5. Can you just explain what is the 9 by 5 and 32?
9 divided by 5.
Yes.
Yes, float of 9 divided by 5.
What is a 9 by 5?
You want to find out this value?
Yes.
Is
it a constant value or something?
Yeah, it is constant. It is constant.
But why it is 9 by 5?
Because the formula is like that.
And plus 32?
Sorry?
Plus 32.
I'm saying you right. If you want to convert a Celsius degree to Fahrenheit, this is the formula that you have to apply.
This is Fahrenheit Celsius conversion.
That is just formula.
That only I'm saying, Why you're getting confused with this? This is the
Okay. And star ARAG and double star WARAG, is it again a formula kind built in or something you have placed? Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
Is it a built-in command or something we
No,
are
you
given?
can define anything. I told you, right? You can define this value anything, but based on convention, you should try to write based on the Python convention in this kind of parameters. You can define anything, not a problem.
Anything in the sense, any alphabet we can
Actually, they
use.
are the command
Yes.
documents, right, sir?
Krish,
Command line.
Yeah.
Krish, for reduce function, so it is
Yes.
working for all mathematical operation instead of only on the addition. It works for.
Just tell me one example.
So just change your addition to multiplication. It will work.
Yeah, you can. You see, at the end of the day, it is working on the function, right? Whatever lambda function you are writing, that it will do.
Right. Also, Krish, as you have specified that sorting the number, we use sort function. So it's sort in ascending order. How do we sort list in descending order?
You can do list dot reverse after sorting, right?
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Krish, can you go to the map function, please, once?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Down, Krish, a little bit down, not this one. That num percentage 2 is equal to 0.
More down?
Yeah, a little bit down, please. Percentage 2 is equal to 0, you know, that map function.
Did I use it for map or something else?
Yeah, that one, a little bit up.
This is
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah, that one actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Krish, if you actually want to print that index of num, what will you do? I mean, the list of 0, list of 1, how can you do that? You are just printing the number that you are doing. Yeah.
You want to print the index over here, you're saying?
Index number. For example, if it is 2, it is like 1. If it is 4, it is 1.
No, you cannot print the index over here, no? Because here we are just giving one parameter at a time.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. Yes. Any questions other than
Hi,
that?
Chris. Nishad here.
Yeah.
Till now, I understood everything, all the concepts. My only question is regarding to the reduce function. Okay.
Yes.
Why do I have to explicitly write a import statement, and why not for a map and filter?
Okay. So reduce is present in a separate library. Okay. So this, all the other function like map and filter, they are present in the Python itself.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes. Because you'll be seeing later on when we move into machine learning, like this libraries will be there. Many libraries will be there.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Krish. Prashant here.
Yeah.
With regards to the classes, can you please scroll down?
Regarding to the classes, yes.
Yeah. So we actually create the class. Okay, and after that, the object of the class, we are assigning the properties.
Yes.
And whereas in other programming languages, it's like your class should have a set of properties, right?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, right? This is not the proper way of defining things.
Okay.
I'll be showing you in the next class, like how we define a constructor, how we define all the properties, so that as soon as we create or we initialize this object, all the properties will be initialized.
Okay.
Wait till the next class. I don't want to put more pressure on you.
Okay. No worries. Thanks.
Hi, Krish.
Yes, hi. Tell me.
Yeah, for the reduce function, apart from the concatenation and summation of numbers, what are the other scenarios we can use reduce?
You can do the division, you can do the subtraction. You can do the division, you can do the subtraction. Many things you can do.
It's numerical operations only.
Yeah, all the numerical operation you can do. Okay. Depends on your function, what you want to do.
Okay.
Yes, any more questions?
Please.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, please, how can I get the soft copy of this material that I'm not covering? So, how can I get it the soft copy in the
Your voice
dashboard?
is not audible. Please, guys, please mute yourself. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I want the materials which you are covering now in this session. So, I'm going to upload the same material in that dashboard.
See, that only I want you all to practice instead of seeing the material. See the video, try to write the code by your own. That will be useful. If I just give this, see, this is all in my mind. So I give you this particular thing. I do everything live in front of you so that I want you all to practice. See the video, pause it, write the code, then only you will be able to learn. Don't just worry about the materials part.
Okay.
Because tomorrow I can create another variable, then you'll also say that that material is also needed. So I'm telling you, don't get dependent on that. See how I'm teaching you, work in that particular way, type in that particular way, practice in that particular way, then only you will be good.
Okay.
See, I don't prepare for the classroom sessions for live session. I directly come over here, I write all the code. You can see over here, right?
Yes, yes.
I write all this code. This is because of practice. From past 3 years, I'm writing like this only. I don't see any code. Even though Sudhanshu has given me the study materials, I have not seen that. Yesterday also you saw that whatever code I have written, I'll write in front of you and I'll show it to you. Because I know that by doing that, I'll also practice more. Yes?
Yes, yes. And I see in the dashboard, so many attachment is there. So with the .ipynb.
Yes.
So what are those attachments? Because I'm not able to open it. When I'm opening the
No, you have to open that with the help of Jupyter Notebook only.
Okay, can you show it one? Because for all the attachment, I'm getting the same piece of code.
See this.
Okay.
Now here you can see I have so many files over here. Now I have over here pandastutorial.ipynb. So if I open this is the solution file that is getting opened. All my code.
No, the dashboard when I'm opening, it is showing the download option or open it.
First you download it.
Okay.
Then you paste it inside a folder like how I pasted it here.
Oh.
Then you open it.
How will paste it? Because in download, I will download it in my local machine.
Yeah, just copy and paste in any drive. Yeah.
This is Mohan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yesterday I have joined. Okay. Suppose if we missed this sessions, how to get it?
All the recordings are present in the dashboard. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm also not aware of this dashboard actually. Just yesterday only.
You did not get the access of dashboard yet?
Excel sheet you are talking about?
No. Did you get the access of dashboard?
Yeah, of course. But
yes, you just go inside the dashboard. You'll get all the details. I'll just show you.
Okay. And your plan is, you're starting with the Python. After that, you're entering into the machine learning, right?
Yes. Everything. Python will be covered from scratch.
Okay, fine. Any specific?
This you'll have a dashboard. All the recordings are.
Okay, fine.
All the materials, all the recording are available. So like this, we'll try to complete this very quick as possible so that pre-recorded videos will be put up so that you can practice quickly.
Okay, great. That would be great. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Thank you. So, any specific plan? When it is going to be complete? Any specific duration for this?
3 to 4 months max. Within 4 months. There may be some holidays that may come because of Diwali.
Okay.
But we'll try to cover this within 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Only weekends, right?
No, we'll be also uploading pre-recorded videos.
That will be fine. Live sessions only weekends, right?
Yeah, live session only weekends because everybody is free at weekends only.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Guys, next question.
Krish.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a small request, buddy. The coding board that would be very, very great. But I do really appreciate if you can give some along with the coding while you're explaining it, what kind of questions that we may face during the interview that would really help us.
Okay, just repeat me the question. Sorry, your voice is a little bit low.
No. While you are explaining the coding, why don't you explain the interview point of questions related to the doc?
Okay. Definitely. Don't worry about it. Still, people will not ask you with respect to all these things, interview questions with respect to Python. Yes.
Because conducting the totally interview of pattern is a bit different. But while we were explaining some points, some questions like today's like lambda function, this is the question you will be getting.
Okay. Sure,
Then,
I'll do that. Definitely.
That's also a sincere request to Sudhanshu also.
No problem. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Do that. Whenever I get anything new, I'll definitely let you know.
Yes. While explaining the coding itself, you can guide us. These are the type of questions, because you might be taking a lot of interviews for the guys. Then that will be really helpful for us also. Okay.
Yes, I'll do that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Krish.
Yes.
Redis takes only lambda function, or it will take any other function also?
No, other functions also it will take.
Okay.
So, Krish, this is not with respect to the content you have taught, but while in the middle, this session is getting disconnected frequently. I have checked the internet connections and all, but it was well. But still, I feel like frequently that link is, video is getting disconnected.
That may be because of internet connection only, because I have not got disconnected. That basically means, again, I am not the, actually Sudhanshu is the admin. I am also joining as another person over here. Okay. So check your internet connection. That is only what I would like to say. Yes.
Okay, Krish, thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Along with you explaining reduce, filter, and map, you can also tell us the real-time applications in the ML projects. I think that is lagging, but then you said in few places like for reduce we can consider the list and passwords, but then like few real-time applications will do.
Yeah, definitely. See, the problem is that we have just, we are not into 10 to 15% also. There are libraries like NumPy and Pandas when we'll be learning that and we're solving the first exploratory data analysis. At that time, all these things will come some or the other way. I'll say that just be patient for some more time. I know your understanding. Yes, everybody wants to know like where exactly this will get used, where real world industry experience will be able to do it. Don't worry about that right now. Just wait for some time. Let 15 to 20% get completed, and I'll definitely show you different examples. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more question, guys?
Not a question, Krish, but I just want to know, like you mentioned, we will not be having class on Saturday, Sunday. So are we not having doubt sessions on as well? Right?
Doubt session will be there. I'll tell Sudhanshu to take the doubt session class at least.
Okay. So Saturday and Sunday both would be holiday kind of.
Yeah, but like many people had actually informed Saturday, Sunday they want holiday upcoming. So we thought of doing. I hope you're happy with that, right?
Definitely. Actually, we also go to home, so.
So that's great. Seeing that, I told Sudhanshu, okay, give the leave. Let's see if it gets ended by Saturday. It's fine, I guess.
Krish, one more thing. Okay, the timings. 10 to 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is fixed one. You're planning to change these timings and all.
No, so the problem is that there are some US people also who are joining.
Okay. You're connecting.
We discussed regarding it. So probably we have to go with this time. Anyhow, we are see in the live session also. It is like those things.
Fine, understood. Okay, got it. Yeah. And one more thing is, you are limited to machine learning and Python, and in future you're planning to any kind of deep learning concepts.
Deep learning also I'll teach. Anyhow, my YouTube channel I have uploaded many deep learning videos. Start preparing for it if you want to.
Yeah, hello Krish.
No, actually I had a discussion with Kumar. He's saying that only as of now we're planning only machine learning only. Okay.
No, we'll start in another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks we'll start. Deep learning, and we'll also start computer vision.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and I will focus on real world industry experience use case. where it will do end-to-end deployment, everything. We'll
Yes,
focus
yes.
on that.
Yeah.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
This is not about the session actually, but about your opinion in that. So, actually, we wanted
Guys,
to ask.
please mute yourself if nobody's talking. Just a second. There's a lot of disturbance. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to ask, like, for industry, is PhD and this is. I know I have watched your video, but with the, I mean, with the starting from without a PhD, is it possible to enter a tier one company? I understand there are opportunities with the startup, but in case somebody is looking for a, tier one companies, is there any like have you came across a case like that?
See, I'm the live example over here.
Okay.
I'm just a BE graduate. Okay. I've worked in companies like Honeywell, ENY, Unilever, Panasonic, currently working with that. They only hired IIT guys.
Yeah.
These are basically like tier one colleges.
Actually, I was like.
Education, I don't have master degree, I don't have PhD, nothing. I just have experience in working. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, for a fresher, is it necessary to go for 1 year expenses in other field and coming to the data science field?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Just tell me.
Like as a fresher, is it good going for the data science field, or else it is better to go for the 1 year experience and coming back to the data science field?
See, whatever you get, man. First of all, get a job. That is most important.
Okay. Currently, I got
Then,
a job in TCS.
yes, just
So
please go
TCS.
ahead. Please go ahead. Showcase your
Okay.
skills later on. Tell your manager to make the internet transition. They'll definitely do that. Guys, please do not resign your job. Again, I'm telling you, please be patient. Don't think that directly you may get a data science job. Whatever job that you have, do that. Try to make a transition from that particular job. Okay. Do not resign. Do not waste your time related to that. Keep learning additional skills. You know that I was a .NET developer initially, and I then made a transition from .NET to data science. It took me around 6 months, somewhere around 3 to 4 months. I was just into studying. Then 2 months I started hunting jobs, and finally I got it. So I did not resign my job. Never do that. Never think that you want to resign a job and then you'll start preparing for that, and then you'll get. Don't do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody? Any more questions?
Yeah, hello, Krish.
Yes, please tell me.
Sir, we have a provision in list that we can do nesting. Okay. So can we do automation in function, tuples, or any other like?
There's a lot of disturbance. I don't know what is the problem, Pranay. Can you just repeat?
What I'm saying, Krish, that in list we are doing nesting operation. Like, okay. So, is there any more provision for function or any tuples that we can do nesting in, like nesting in function, nesting in tuples? Is there any provision, or we can do it?
Nesting in function, nesting in tuple.
Yes, sir.
Not sure about that. Again, I have to try it out. Then only I'll be able to tell you. Nesting. What does nesting mean? Sorry.
Means nesting list. So nesting list is defined as a list inside a list. So can we write?
Okay, nested list you're saying? Okay. Nested list will be mostly on tuples, on NumPy arrays. You'll be seeing later on, we'll be discussing about matrices and all. In tuples and all, you'll not get that scenario. Don't worry about it. Lists, arrays, and dictionary will be something like that. Will be coming up.
A function inside a function inside a function, like
Nested function inside a function. Usually what will happen is that in that particular way, function inside a function. Okay, function inside a function in Python, I've never seen somewhere like that. When I was a .NET developer, I've seen some scenarios like that where we have function inside a function. So there also you'll use lambda function and various anonymous function and try to call it with that inside the other functions.
okay, I will try it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Krish.
Yes, please,
Yeah,
Kishore.
yeah, I think subject-based questions would be enough, and I think can you give us some what you call boosting and some motivational, just at least for 5 to 10 minutes, as you do in YouTube, because the subject we can do learn it anyway.
See, I daily upload videos in YouTube, and every day there will be some motivational video. Yeah. So just go and see. Like I was just seeing my playlist over here only. There are a lot of motivational videos that I've added in past 10 days. Yes, I hope, Kishore.
Yes, yes, I'm here. Still, I would like to listen to the input on the data science.
So definitely from next class, what I'll do, I'll also take 10 minutes and I'll give you some motivational quotes over here then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
The next question.
Krish, I have a question. Which method so these are related to linear regression. So, which method is used to find the? What is the difference basically between the R squared method and mean square error? So I'm getting confused. I'm looking forward for different tutorials for linear regression, but some of them are using R squared method and some of them are using mean square error function. So getting confused and which is in
You
general.
have to go with adjusted R square, okay? Cool.
Yeah.
And again, you just go with adjusted R square, you'll get a good value. Apart from that, you have some metrics called as mean square error rate, mean absolute error rate, right? So when there is some competition, even in Kaggle competition, when they say that you have to give some results, they'll tell you that what metrics you have to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in general, in the
In the
real
industry
scenario.
standard, also the domain expertise person will also see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Krish.
Yes.
I have one general question if we write if we write like a codes in different Python notebooks, and consider half part of the logic is in one notebook and the other half is in the other notebook.
Let object oriented programming come. That will be explained. Okay, there is another.
Basically, I was
underscore
asking,
main.
can we give it that one only?
Yeah. Tell me.
Is it can we give the reference of the other notebook, or should we define it in as like?
No, you have to import. You have to import that file. You have to import that whole notebook file over here, wherever you want to call. That will be discussed. Don't worry. In the classes, it will be discussed.
Krish, is decorators is something like nested functions?
Nested functions, yes.
I mean, decorators. I see there is a concept called decorators, but I don't understand it completely.
Yeah, decorators will be coming up. Don't worry, it will be coming up.
Oh, okay.
You're just going into the advanced Python stage. Don't worry, it will get covered. Everything will get covered. We'll make sure that everything will get covered. Like we completed iterator and generator yesterday, right? Now the next step is decorator only. So just wait. Let us complete the object-oriented programming. Then we'll discuss about decorator.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a programming concept level of question. In case of .NET, we have CLR for garbage collection, memory allocation, deallocation. So for Python, who does this? What is the name of that?
The kernel will automatically do it for you.
Kernel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, guys. Any more questions? I hope everybody is liking the class. Just a second. I just want to ask the question. I hope everybody is liking the class.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Right? Is there something new that you're learning from me, or I hope it is not the old thing, right?
No, definitely.
Yes, Krish, we are learning very good and new topics.
Perfect. So I hope you want in this way only, where I write all the code in front of you and explain it.
Yes,
Yes, Krish.
written the code, and as I said you earlier, after mentioning the code, please provide us what are the kind of questions that we'll be getting in terms of the interview, and after the
Sure. I'll do that. Don't worry. I'll do that.
So, Krish, I have one thing.
Yes.
As Sudhanshu is doing like this, no, the class, and he's explaining each and every topics he's writing there.
Yes.
Like you are also explaining like this, like you are live in live only. You are writing, right? Can we have this like what Sudhanshu is giving? No, like in dashboard, he is also putting that file. Like
Yeah.
you're also doing that. You are whatever you are doing the class session. You are also putting that class session in IPython.
No, that only I'm telling you. I don't want to put. I want you to see the
Okay.
video,
Yeah, fine.
practice along with me.
Okay. Okay, fine.
That is what I want.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah. And don't worry, I'll be also uploading YouTube videos on it. Okay.
Okay.
Then once again, there also you'll be able to get files.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, please.
One feedback, before taking the class, can you upload the videos one day prior so that we can go through the video and we can be well prepared for the live session class, because people non-programming background, no, they might find it hard then and there first time understanding.
See, in the live session, always new topics are taking place. Okay. So we are just trying to follow the same pattern. Sudhanshu is making sure that he will be uploading 2 hours videos, and I hope he has already mentioned you all. In live session, we have something new topic. Okay. It is not the old topic we'll be discussing. Completely, it will be a new topic that we'll be discussing.
Because people from non-programming background, first time when you explain, they might find hard to understand. That is why more questions are popping up in their mind.
So I can understand. So because of that, only for non-programming background people, there is a support team who will help you out, right? Whenever you have any questions, you can ask them. Now in the live session, what we do is that we try to teach in a way that everybody is able to understand. So that is the reason why I'm writing every line of code in front of you. So the thing is that always remember, whatever the content I've put up in the weekdays, you have to practice that so that in the live session you'll be able to understand it, because we are just adding an extension to that videos only, to that stuffs only, to that materials only. But still, if you have any problems, any questions, please do contact the support team. They are for you only.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
This question is not regarding this today's concept, sir. This
Yes.
is about career. So,
Yes.
which path will be good as a going
Hello.
for a
Hello.
MS job, or else going for the data science job?
Sorry. Again, do you want to go for MS? You're saying?
Like which path will be good, either going for MS
Okay.
or else going
So
for
do
the
you have
data science job?
financial conditions, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm good, quite good.
You're good, right?
Yes.
So you have completed your engineering?
No, present. I'm a 2020 batch out. Going to
2020,
complete in
right?
2020.
So
Yeah.
so focus on getting a job first. If you're not,
Yeah. Actually got it.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Then if you have got it, work for 2 years.
Okay.
Pocket money, then go for MS. Okay.
Okay.
Don't pressurize your parents related to that.
Like after the MS, can we go into the data science job?
Yes, definitely. Go to MS to learn artificial intelligence only. Go in that particular sector.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you.
Hello, Krish.
Yes.
So just wanted to ask the videos that will be uploaded weekly, right? Will be from Sudhanshu sir or from you?
Well, see, the problem is that in weekdays I go to my office.
Okay.
So if I get time, I will definitely record the videos. But most of the live session will be taken by me.
Okay. And
Now, if suppose there is something that I cannot, at that time Sudhanshu will be taken.
okay, so you're trying to say the weekdays videos will be by the Sudhanshu sir, and weekends live sessions by you.
Yes. But whenever I get time, I'll be able to record those videos. Yes, please.
Yeah, hi Krish. Actually, is it true that Python executes faster on Linux system compared to Windows?
Sorry. Can you repeat your question?
Is it true that Python executes faster in Linux-based systems
Yes.
compared to?
Yes.
And I've also seen that like some 2-3 job posts wherein they have mentioned Python on Linux for
Yes.
data science.
So the problem, the main reason is that in Linux you have a lot of C libraries, C and C++ libraries. In Windows you have other libraries dependencies. Make that C and C++ libraries work. Okay, so because of that, it quickly gets run in Linux environment.
So like the Windows user must like either log into VMware and then practicing over Linux system.
So otherwise, if you have Windows 10, you can actually enable an Ubuntu environment from that in your laptop.
Okay. Thank you.
Krish,
Hey, Krish. Yeah, please go ahead.
Krish, I have some doubt on my career. Actually, I have worked for support projects on Java nearly 3.5 years. After that, I got some gap because of some health reasons. Now I am learning data science. Is it better to go with that internship on data science, or is it better to convert my career?
How many years of experience you are?
Nearly 3.5 years.
Then you cannot do internship, right? You have to look for a full-time job.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the same question I was having, Chris. Like, I did my graduation, then I worked for 2.5 years, then I'm pursuing a post-graduation. So, can I go for internship for next 6 months for data science or
After
machine learning?
post-graduation, you can select an internship. But if you are currently working continuously, if you have 2 or 3 years of experience, that time you cannot do internship. You have to look for a full-time job.
Okay. So, like, I'm pursuing right now post-graduation. I'm in second year, so I can
Then you
go.
can apply for internship. Yes.
Yep.
Krish, when it comes to the real time, is it the most of the companies will be using Linux as the operating system or the Windows? Because
It depends. Most of the time in my company, I work in both Windows and Linux. The reason I work in Linux because finally, whenever I want to do the deployment, right? Most of the clouds that I use is AWS. Over there, whatever instance I make a Linux instance because for installing the packages, it becomes easy. So because of that, I work in Linux.
okay, is it the companies will be allowed us to use the Linux or Windows, the operating system up to our choice, or?
Yeah, it is up to our choice. What will be our requirement? We know we are good at it. Whatever requirement are there, we'll select in that way.
Okay. Yeah, Christian, one more question. Like, I do have experience in healthcare domain for 12 plus years.
Healthcare domain.
Yes, for the
Yes.
healthcare domain, and I do work as a medical biller for the US insurance companies and the medical billing companies of the most of the Texas region for the hospitals. So, and now they are implementing data science as a part, and I just would like to know how. I know. I mean,
Okay, so see, I made a playlist called as Kaggle playlist. You go over there. I've implemented many healthcare projects. You know, predicting heart stroke disease, predicting heart disease, predicting lung disease. Everything I've created in one way. So many problems are there with respect to that. If you just go into Kaggle and search for those problems, so that all are with respect to healthcare.
okay, shall I get a link or how do I research? How do I find it out?
You just go and search in my YouTube channel, right? Krish Kaggle competition. Just
You have a loving having a lot of videos.
no, I'm saying that check Kaggle playlist.
Kaggle playlist. Okay, I will do.
Krish, I have one question. Like,
yes,
is there any telecom domain related projects?
yes. So
Because
there is something called as telecom churn modeling.
okay, like you're about to teach that, or like is already in your playlist?
So that is a common problem data set. We don't teach that.
Okay.
It is very common. It is very old problem. But with respect to you, it will give you a lot of idea because that project is with respect to your domain, right?
Oh yeah, but where can I find it actually? Like it's in
Kaggle.
Kaggle. Okay, okay, yeah.
Just
Okay.
write telecom churn modeling. That's it.
Telecom churn. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Yes.
Actually, I read it somewhere that any of the machine learning model which is like less than 95% accurate is considered garbage. Is it true or what?
No, it is false. Absolutely false.
And and especially in healthcare domain, even if the accuracy
So
is
in
90%,
healthcare domain, you have to be precise. You have to make your accuracy more than 95. Because you can say a person who is having cancer that he's not having cancer, right?
Yes.
And so you'll kill that person like that only.
Yes. Yeah. Basically.
Hello, Krish.
Yes.
Hi, Krish.
Yes.
Hi, Krish. I want to know about the scope of the variables in Python and the difference between a function and a method, and how to improve the domain knowledge for programming in Python.
Okay. The
Three
first
questions.
question, what did you say? Scope of variable.
Scope of variables in Python.
Okay.
I mean,
Local variable, global variable, you mean?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That will be covered in the next class. Okay. Next question.
And then function versus method, the difference.
Functions and
because function and method, yeah. Because when you were just teaching about the classes, you were using the word method instead of the function.
No. Functions and methods are one and the same. Okay. We call that, but inside class there will be some different kind of methods. Again, just wait for next class. You'll get to know all those things. Yes. What is
how to improve the domain knowledge for programming?
So,
in particularly for programming, I think a particular domain. If I pick up some particular domain of my choice, then how do I work upon it to improve the knowledge in domain? Say, for example,
domain
financial
experience,
domain or healthcare.
domain knowledge experience comes from experience, right? Working in that particular field for a longer amount of time. I say myself a financial expertise because I've worked into more than 5 to 6 projects on finance. Okay, because I've seen those kind of scenarios. But
So
how to improve it? Again, you have to do a lot of research into it. You have to things.
Krish, I learned like
in terms of a job,
algorithm. Yeah.
In terms of a job, are there any particular domains that are more important over the others? Like, for example, I worked previously for a non-programming IT job. So, for the particular domain, if I have to, it is neither of the BFSI domains. So it's more like an environment domain. So it is if I learn this machine learning and apply it on that, it will be just for showcasing. So would I have what would be scope of job opportunities on BFSI versus the others?
See, if you are an experienced person, you have to be good at one domain. So if you are an experienced person, you may have worked in some kind of domain. You have to focus. If you are a fresher, just planning to move towards transition towards data science, select a domain which interests you, right? So whatever you want to basically work into it, you can basically work. But for an experienced person, focus on the domain which you have already worked into.
Hi, Krish. I have a question.
Yes.
So does domain plays an important role for getting a data science job as well?
No, like every data scientist is not a domain expert, but at least he'll be able to understand the problem statement. But you need to have some domain knowledge because it will be good for you to solve a particular use case.
Okay, thank you.
Krish,
I just have it.
One by one. One by one, yes.
I'm Sri here.
Yeah.
The deployment of the algorithm to the cloud environment, I heard that it's a little bit complex. Is that true?
Yeah, it will be a little bit complex because you'll be getting a lot of dependency will be there. You'll be getting a lot of errors. So that is the reason why we have made this course, right? To provide you the real world IT experience in data science.
All right.
Hello, Krish.
Yes.
In this video, you mentioned about deep learning and OpenCV. You are planning to launch this course upcoming weeks. So could you please let us know the fee structures and the content?
So fees will be somewhere around 3,000 only. For 3,000 for deep learning, 3,000 for computer vision. in this range
And
only.
and is it advisable to if we can do this course parallelly with along with the machine learning?
Yes, we are
Because
planning to do in that particular way only.
okay.
Will not be a problem because we'll try to explain both the things separate in a separate way so that you'll not.
Okay, so so because I have some experience in Python, so I can manage open deep learning and OpenCV.
And no,
So
you
that's
need
the
to
reason
also
I'm.
have some basic knowledge of machine learning. So
Okay.
asking 2 weeks time, right? For that only.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
That would be really
And
great if you
Krish,
can
Castle here.
simultaneously run the
I have
deep
a doubt
learning
over
course as well.
One by one. Sorry, what was the question?
So I
And
was
Krish,
saying,
I'm Castle here. I just have one doubt. Okay, like how much knowledge of SQL is important for a data science person?
You
Because we
need to
have an
have some database knowledge because it will be like whenever once a data is gathered and stored in a database, right? You need to know how to retrieve that particular data for your feature engineering process.
okay, okay. So basically, data scientist works only on the retrieving SQL.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, there are other DBs like MongoDB and all. So that MongoDB tutorial will also be taken in your course, no?
Okay, okay. Thank you, Krish. Thank you.
Yes. Any more questions?
Hello, Krish.
Yes.
For full-time course, for full-time job, machine learning is enough, or do you need to go for NLP?
No, you need to, if you want to become a database, data scientist, at that time, you have to work on machine learning, computer vision, and deep learning.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Krish, this is Chetan.
Yes.
Yeah, wanted to understand when is your plan to share the concepts of deep learning?
In another 2 weeks, we'll start some part of machine learning. Then we'll be sharing that.
Okay, fine. So the both the classes will be going parallelly. So how are we planning this?
That we'll see to it. We're still not decided.
Okay. Yeah.
But the timing will be changed for both of them.
Okay. Yeah, because the persons like me, working professionals, it's difficult to manage the time.
No, timing basically means that I'll see that whether the people will be interested for morning, Saturday, and Sunday batch.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Krish, like I have a. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Tell me.
Krish, like one feedback, like let's finish this machine learning course end to end, and then we can proceed with deep learning. Because like if we move on, if we switch like this, like I don't think that we would be as a students we would be getting a. Full
You don't
range
have
of.
to worry about that. See, we are basically preparing the pre-recorded videos for deep learning. Okay. Live session will anyhow be there. Okay. So we are not switching anything. We are just making some team members who are present in Sudhanshu's team to work over there and make some course material so that it will be easy for you all. Now, there are some people also who know already machine learning, who know everything over here. They want to know deep learning. So only for those kind of people. Anyhow, we are focused on completing machine learning first in a proper way. And then move ahead with that.
Sure.
Yeah. So don't worry. Your course will be like under my guidance only. I'll make sure that everything will go fine till the end.
So Krish, I have one question. So is it recommended that we could join the both class together, or we should focus first on ML and then we should start focusing?
Initially, you need to have some knowledge of ML because that is
okay.
You'll understand how an algorithm works.
Okay. And my second question is that once we have done this course, so can we look for the job based on this course, and whatever the things which you have covered in this session, will that be sufficient?
Yeah, with respect to machine learning, we can guarantee that whatever people are looking in the IT world, it will cover up things.
Okay. And my last question is that with respect to database, so do we need to become an expertise with respect to triggers and some other
No.
like
Your
that?
database work will be querying the data, in short. Just querying the data, making sure that you have the data, pre-processing the data.
And just final question: do we require the use of tools like Tableau or some kind of Power BI as a reporting tool like that?
So those are basically very, very easy tools, I'll say. Just a basic knowledge is more than sufficient to create that reporting tool.
Okay.
Because I worked 3 years back in Tableau and Power BI.
Okay, thanks.
Just for some work, I used it. It's just a 1 week. If you sit, you will be able to know it. No need to worry.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, hello, Krish.
Yeah.
Krish, are there any project related to mechanical oriented industry or CAD industry, or we can say automobile sector, where we can use data science, AI,
Yes.
and
So in mechanical, recently a Kaggle competition had come called as faulty image segmentation. So they have
okay,
boiler images, and
okay,
you have to actually detect where are the faulty things that have happened in the boiler
okay,
with
okay,
the images.
okay. So, have you heard about the what like point cloud data?
Sorry, what?
Point cloud data.
No, no, I haven't. Sorry.
Because somewhere actually I'm working in that field only as a CAD engineer. So in some YouTube video, I have gone through that AI and ML is used in point cloud related data. So can you please make a video on YouTube and
Okay. Can you do one thing? Can you just write your requirement and send me into the mail krishnaik06@gmail.com.
Krishna at the rate?
krishnaik06@gmail.com.
Okay, fine.
Any more questions?
Yeah, Chris, this is related to domain only. So previously I was sort of asking, but somebody asked. So which domain is the majorly this machine learning or data science used? I know that healthcare requires
There's nothing
accuracy.
like that. There's
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Okay.
A data scientist should be able to work in any domain. So you should basically have the basic knowledge of things, because most of the time you'll be working in service-based companies, right?
Right.
In service-based companies, you'll be getting different projects from different clients.
Yeah, but I just want to understand because I know that this is all depends on accuracy. So healthcare, where the accuracy is majorly more than 90-95%, but other industries, it doesn't matter actually. Right? Even 40 to 50% of the thing that will give most of the benefits or things to the particular domain. So if you take something like a banking or telecom industry where you see customer complaints, so that is one of the things where we can use the data science and majorly automate or use these things to reduce
Yes.
the customer complaints, right?
Yes.
So from
Yes.
that point of thing, I'm asking. So yeah. And one more thing is, I mean, this is out of machine learning. So basically, do you suggest something, because I need a help on this cloud, because where right now we need to deploy many of the legacy applications to cloud. So I need to do this certification of cloud, AWS cloud. So any material or anything or any suggestions or guides, how quickly we can complete the certification?
Okay, in cloud, basically, if you want to work, there are two famous cloud that you should work actually, because there are many
Okay.
people who require. One is Azure and one is AWS. But you can focus on AWS, get the certification, whatever certification you're looking for, because there are a
Okay.
whole lot of requirement with respect to AWS also.
Yeah. So yeah, I just need some kind of help or guide how quickly I can complete the certification in terms of course or material thing, because so that is one thing. But whereas this data science and machine learning is kind of my passion, that's the reason I started learning. So it's a kind of a long term probably next year. But the immediate thing is, in my existing job, I need to learn cloud quickly. So
Yeah, so just go one by one, part by part. Focus on machine learning. And when we'll go into the deployment part, right? At that time, you can basically focus on that also. So in deployment part, we'll be
right.
talking about cloud only, right?
Yeah, that's fine. But what I'm saying, this is after like where I need to for the existing my assignment, I need to learn the cloud. So that's the reason I'm asking your help or guidance anywhere, how quickly we can do the cloud certification. So
Okay.
yeah. That's the reason.
Okay.
Because in my
See,
existing job.
I'll tell you, I don't know why everybody's behind certification. I'm not behind because I don't have any certification, first of all.
Right. Okay.
I won't be the right person to say that how quickly it can be done.
Okay.
But let me just ask someone who has already done in some of my team members. I'll let you know.
So basically, the requirement is like we are working on a legacy. I mean, we need to migrate the legacy application using these microservices and deploy into Docker containers. So
Yes.
challenging.
So you should know how to work in Dockers. You should know how to work in Kubernetes.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes, cloud people will do that. DevOps team will also do that.
Okay. Yeah, probably if you can, I'll drop an email if you have any people or something who has done quickly and what kind of material that they need to go through and do that. So majorly again, same thing. Deployment is the key thing here actually. How can I deploy my microservice application onto the cloud? So.
Okay, guys. So it is already 12 now. I want to sleep tomorrow. I have to go to the office again.
Krishla, one last question.
Yeah. Please.
Actually, I want to go with simultaneously with both deep learning and machine learning and computer vision.
So yeah, don't worry.
What
We'll
you
announce
suggest?
that. We'll announce that in the batch. Okay. We'll announce that when we are ready with that. We'll announce that in front of you only. The classroom session.
I want to go with simultaneously. Is it preferable? What you suggest? That's what I am asking.
Okay. Simultaneously, after 2 weeks, yes, it is. Okay. Because we start in machine learning, we'll cover most of the topics in that. Get that idea? You can definitely.
Okay. By the time I can join, right? If it is started.
Yeah. You can.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So I hope you like this particular session today. We had a healthy discussion. We had more amount of discussion in short. Yes. Then I'll see you all in the next weekend class. Then you can basically practice things. Please make sure you practice things. And in this weekdays, I'll also be uploading some videos in YouTube so that you'll get to know more advanced Python and all. You'll get one step ahead so that you'll be able to learn again in the live session. Also, we'll be discussing about that. Okay. So I'll be forwarding those videos in the Telegram channel also. Please make sure that you see over there and start practicing things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Good night. Safe and sound sleep. Okay. And I hope you're liking the videos also, or whatever I'm explaining. I hope everything is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we are definitely liking.
Okay. Thank you. That means a lot to me because I want to make sure that we provide you the right kind of education. Yeah. So I'll see you in the next classroom session, live session. So have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Good night, Krish.
Good night. Good night, guys.
Good night, Krish.
Great wish. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.